Haven't been wrong yet. So yesterday, Nicki Minaj decided to crash out once again on Twitter, this time on Punch from TDE as well as SZA. And we know SZA don't bother nobody. So this all started yesterday when Punch made this tweet. So Punch from TDE tweets broken Barbies. Immediately following that tweet, Punch tweeted this visual snippet from his new artist, I Am Lyric, and this is her project, Broken Barbies. Right after that, Nicki Minaj took to her Twitter account to post this in regards to Punch. She posted, "Me after I suck some good zick. Guarantee you wouldn't. A man, we have every tweet of your incessant bullying, lying, and more. Your name was added to that list. Draws. Same thing that makes you laugh makes you This is a 42-year-old bird brain, by the way. Like, this lady literally talks like a high school student. But I digress. Let's continue. So clearly the 42-year-old bird brain was bothered because she then went on to post Tiny Dick Executive. Then she posted, y'all remember when Doodoo on the Beach was filling his doodoo? Now he's sitting in it. A 42-year-old bird brain. And I want to take a second to really dig into this part right here because she calls people names that you would typically hear from a second grader. Doodoo on the Beats, Tiny Dick Executive, calling people ugly. Ma'am, you're 42 years old with a botched BBL. Stop. Now here's the part of the story where things turn insecure. So SZA posts, Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, LOL silly goose. Now mind you, let me show you guys something. As you guys can see, over the years, SZA posts about the Mercury retrograde very often. This isn't something she just randomly tweeted yesterday. Right after posting this tweet, fans of the Purple Hipped Bandit jumped in SZA's comments to try to drag her, but of course, Sis was waiting on them at the door. So the Purple Hips fan writes, you really don't want to start this, girl. If you was crying before, you really gonna cry when the barbs get at you. And SZA responds with, I get bullied by millions online every day, then step my ass out on a packed stadium tour where people show me real love in real life. My parents are healthy and I'm the most successful I've ever been. Get some fucking perspective and bark at the wall. And you got to give it to SZA. I'm not going to hold you. SZA kept her composure very, very well because I'm not going to hold y'all. By this point in the conversation, the husband and that little boy would have got brought up because I don't get no fucks. Here's another Purple Hips cult kid down in the comments saying, girl, you on a joint tour. Do that shit solo. I want to see something. So SZA hits his ass back with a screenshot that says SZA's SOS tour has grossed $100 million. SZA joins Tina Turner, Beyonce, and Rihanna as the only black women to achieve this milestone with a tour. And she captions it with, what the fuck you want to see? Let me know. Now, I'm guessing it was at this point that Purple Hips noticed that SZA had made this tweet because I'm pretty sure her loser fan base were down in the comments tagging her. And so she quotes SZA's tweet with, go draw your freckles back on, Buki. Hashtag justice for Demaray. Hashtag deposition Perez. Liar, liar, pants on fire, sounding like a fucking dead dog. And SZA so eloquently ate her up by responding with, I don't give a fuck about none of that weird shit you poppin'. A 50-year-old woman legitimately using liar, liar, pants on fire during an argument. Nicki Minaj then goes on to shade Doechii for some weird reason. Purple Hips goes on to post, so glad I have proof of being bullied by and being lied on by a man publicly on a platform I use for my job after I rejected his business proposition on more than one occasion. He failed to disclose to the public that I had rejected his business propositions and thereby acted in what appears to be retaliation purposefully used to cause financial damages and to engage in a smear campaign against the brand. More legalese on social media from a bitch who still ain't walked into the courthouse to file any type of documents. So Purple Hips goes on to quote SZA's next tweet, which says, LMAO, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. See you tomorrow for night 2 in Paris. Purple Hips writes, shut up, ugly. Hashtag justice for Demaray. I'm in a meeting, so I don't know if you were still talking shit or not, so if you didn't, I'll delete later. Ho. A fucking 50-year-old kindergartner. Not gonna lie, SZA's brand of petty, I might need to adopt this. Because then she goes on to post a screenshot that shows that her SOS album is now eligible for 9 times platinum in the US. It debuted with 318K sold. It spent 80 weeks within the Billboard 200's top 10. And it was the longest for a black artist, surpassing Michael Jackson's Thriller, and won her a Grammy. And she quoted this with, I'm really about to have my first diamond album in under 3 years. Thank you, God, and thank you, everyone, for taking this journey with me. Then she posts a screenshot showing that her album Control is now eligible for 7 times platinum. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with 64K sold, nominated for 4 Grammys, and surpassed nearly 6 billion streams on Spotify. It's ranked on the 500 greatest albums of all times list by Rolling Stones. And SZA captions it, who God bless, no man can curse. 7, my favorite number. Omeo, thank you. Then she shares this screenshot showing that her and Travis Scott's Love Galore is now eligible for Diamond. And she quotes it with, my 4th Diamond certification this year. Thank you, God, and thank y'all. After SZA posted her 4th certification for just this year alone, that sent Lil Baby into a spiral. Let me show you guys what I mean. So I'm not going to read these. I'm going to just keep them up here for you guys to see them. You guys can pause to read them. But Sister Girl was so bothered. I've never seen her do a rant like this. I mean, literally comparing herself to an R&B singer who literally outcharted and outsold her entire career with just 2 records. And she's clearly bothered by it because she made reference to it. Her fans run to use AI to pump her head up, and she gets gassed up off of it. But honey, Grok clocked that T, okay? Grok clocked that T and removed longevity from the equation, and SZA outsold and outstreamed her and outcharted. So she went on a childish tirade trying to insinuate that this girl was talking shit about singers when these tweets came from 2011. She's literally trying to destroy this woman's relationships within the industry because it seems as if her own relationships are destroyed. Then they were building the narrative that SZA was in fact being shady or attacking her when that's not true. And she shares all of these old tweets from 2011 where SZA was a Twitter troll. So there was someone who asked, so is Nicki mad at Punch tweeting Broken Barbies, which happens to be a song he's promoting, thinking it was about her? And she comes to say, oh, sir, please tell me you didn't get on here and type this. You can't be this fucking stupid, are you? Meanwhile, that's literally all everybody saw. So she had this cross-eyed Barb come on there and tell her that the Mercury retrograde doesn't start until tomorrow. Barb's gassing her head up as usual. More childish digs at another, more successful R&B singer. And she weaponizes her fans against these people by having her fans do her dirty work. More childish drags like she's a 50-year-old kindergartner. And this is her from this morning. She woke up and got started immediately. You guys are going to have to pause to read it. She goes on these, like, they call them Coke rants over on Twitter. And she's literally sitting there holding her phone, typing out all of these paragraphs. Like, this is crazy. And this is a lie. So this is something that her fans do too, is give her lies to go off of. So that's pretty much the gist of what happened yesterday. I just hope that woman gets off the internet and gets into a courtroom, either as the plaintiff or the defendant.